Welcome to Chigwell Building and Joinery. This short tutorial will be all about setting the room on a 3D platform, exactly as it is on site. Let's get started. Online services, 3D furniture planner. This is our room, which is just a box. If we do a project from start to finish, it might be better to see how things are being set up and what can be done. So we have a site survey with the room measurements and layouts, etc. So we can build exactly what we have over here. Let's get cracking. Room width, based on the site survey, 3038. Depth, we don't know, we'll leave it. Height, 2649. Now we had some boxings which we need to replicate. So if we go into a boxes, all we do is drag it in. We can modify the measurements if we click on it again. So the width, we had 170 millimeters. Depth-wise, it was 256. It's positioned in the wrong way, so I can rotate it and I can push it up against the wall. Obviously, I need to change the height, 2649. Now, there are two ways to position items. As you can see, the numbers here, they will move as I move across. As I move it away from the wall, etc. So, how this works. Let me position it in a slightly different way. We calculate things from the edges, which this is the measurement as it stands. From this edge to the other side of the wall is this measurement. And the distance from the room, because my pillar is up against the wall, we have actually 0. So using these measurements, we can position it exactly where we want it. 0. Here is 0. So now it's up against the wall. Instead of going into libraries and selecting, clicking again, I can just drag in the same item. Yet again, I can modify it. And now, all I have to do is just bring it where it needs to be. Looking at this measurement here, it's 256 millimeters, exactly as the depth of the previous column, which is fine. Now we need another one. And let's get this modified as well. So 120, depth-wise 180, and height 2649. Now this item was supposed to be in this corner here. We can bring the window, we can bring coving, skirting, etc. All these items we can show to the customers, but to do that we need to go back into room settings, room library. So if we click on the window, we drag the window in. It was not on a site survey, but I know roughly where it was, so I can position it here. Let's say maybe I'll do it somewhere around here to change the sizes. If we were to have them, let's say we'll do it like this, and we'll do it 1600 high. Now, the height of this window I can control in this section here. So maybe that window was only 500 high off the floor, or maybe it was higher. Or maybe the only measurement I have is from the ceiling. So maybe it was 400 millimeters from the ceiling. So now the window is here. Now there are lots of other options in order to prepare the room. So say you have a sloping roof or something else. We can go into slopes and we can bring in the slope. Now, in order to set the slope up, obviously we have a window on this wall, so I'll just rotate it. And maybe it's on the opposite side. Now, the crucial measurements, in order to set up what we need, imagine this is our room. As a normal site survey, we would require measurements A. I would need a straight line going down here. So I could measure the distance of the slope, which would be measurement B, and overall floor to ceiling height, which would be, say, C. So if we know these measurements, let's call A being 1200, B being 1000, one more, and then the overall height, which we are working with, say 2649. I don't know the angle, and I don't actually need to know it. So let's get it out. Right, so this box now, we had this at 1000. We will have the room measurement was 2649 minus, say, 1200 equals 1449. Enter. And it was supposed to be 1200 off the floor. So if I will bring it down here, close this, this is my slope, which if you click on it again, it works out the angle. So the slope angle is 55.39 degrees. If we start building the furniture next to it, we can work out the side lengths, etc., and catch the angles that we need. At the moment, we don't have it, so let's get rid of it. And maybe we need to bring in some skirting for a visual purposes, just to see if the furniture definitely works. So we click on the door, we drag the skirting in. We know that the skirting length, say just around the columns, should be 1256 length, and we had 170 millimeter depth of the boxing, so let's offset it 170 mil, and let's bring it close to the wall here. Now we can go here again, rotate. Now the width of this wall, so I know, and it's clearer, 2868. So my length is going to be 2868. And again, I want it to be 170 millimeters away and 0. That's it. The skirting is in. I could do bit by bit around the pillars if I want to, but most of the time it's not that much necessary. So I can just bring in another one and I can position it up against here. That's it. Our room is done. All we have to do now is either bring in, if we want to save it, we need to bring in at least one cabinet, which to save the project, otherwise I can lose everything. So I'll just bring in the cabinet, and all I have to do, save, test, study. Bear in mind, if you are not registered and you're doing this project as a guest, once you've finished and you close the window, project will disappear unless you will let us know your reference numbers, then we can trace it back. Thank you for watching this video. Hopefully it was informative and should be quite easy to work with. Thank you very much. Thank you.